Today, the 12th August 2026, at the Christ University, Bengaluru, FinX held seminar on financial literacy, which aimed to promote financial literacy among students and encouraged informed investing through interactive discussions and industry insights. Mr. Zuzair Tambawala, Director Franklin Templeton, was present to address the media regarding the same. Watch further to know more details on the same.
I'd like to just start that Franklin Templeton now completes 30 years in the industry. This is our 38th year, and education for us has always been something very important. Okay, 30 years ago we actually started an academy called the Franklin Templeton Academy, which was training distributors. Okay, even today it trains distributors. As a matter of fact, I'm very happy to let you know that a lot of concepts in the industry which now are regular, right? SIPs is a very simple, very popular concept. It's a concept that Franklin Templeton brought to India. It's our idea. We got it to India. And obviously now you've seen how much it has grown. Today printing of the fact sheet, daily NAVs, these are all, topics that we have introduced here to India. Now, taking this one step forward, we believe that financial literacy at a younger age is very important. I think students and youngsters, before they start their career, need to understand how to manage money. Because when you get your first salary, you must understand that, well, how much is to be spent, how much is to be saved, how much is to be invested. A lot of times people first spend, what is left they invest. We are saying no. First decide how much can you invest, and then whatever is left you spend, right? Because obviously you need some money for upkeep, like rent is there, food is there, so on, school fees are there. But don't start with the motive to say that, well, I've got my first salary, let's spend all the money, because that is, it's a race to the bottom, honestly. And we are doing this purely because we believe that we owe it to the next generation, of Indian students. Now think about it. India has nearly 60% of its population under the age of 30. Okay, they will all have very long working lives. Like they'll probably work for another 30, 35 years. Also, very important, keep in mind that the next generation of individuals, okay, humans, will actually live longer, right? People are now saying that, well, you probably can live forever. They are trying to even scientifically try and do that. If you are going to live up till say 90 and you're going to finish your career at 60, how are you going to manage the next 30 years if you not manage money in the first 30 years? Okay, and it could be very difficult. Things are becoming expensive. People don't realize the sheer impact that inflation will have on all of us in this room. People don't realize the impact that inflation will have on their lives, and we want to make sure that we will start this step very early. Now people come and ask me, oh sir, how much sales are you going to get to that? We are not here for sales. We are not going to get any sales. And let me tell you, Franklin Templeton does a lot of such initiatives where we're not bothered about sales. We want to really grow the investing. Like, I'll give you an example. In January and February, my CEO went on a full country drive. He went from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, driving for 30 days. He covered 21 cities, and all he did was investor education program. Olympiad is an event that is run in partnership with FinX. Okay, there are going to be 4 rounds for the National Mutual Fund Olympiad. The first round is a digital online round. You register as a student, okay, and you have to solve 60 questions in 60 minutes. Now we are targeting 50,000 people to give this exam. After you finish it, the top 10%, so 5,000 people will be taken to level 2, where you have to solve 100 questions in 60 minutes, right? And once we have the toppers over there, we will divide them into zonal rounds. So there is a round that is happening in the north, south, east, and west, where we will have zonal rounds, and these will be physical competitions. So you'll have a quiz competition, the quiz master on stage, he's experienced that at the Bombay Stock Exchange last year. And then winners from the regional round will be taken to Bombay, all expenses, 2-day trip, taken to Bombay, where we will have this event at the iconic Bombay Stock Exchange building, right? I mean, it's the oldest financial institution that the country has, right? The stock exchanges, share trading starts in India round about in the 1850s. So you think about how old share trading and stock market, capital markets are in India. And we're going to have the final round at the headquarters of the Bombay Stock Exchange, where finally you'll obviously see a winner. What we've also done is that we want to make sure that people should be interested in this, right? So our prize money has increased significantly. The prize money last year when he won was 51,000 rupees. Am I right? That's what you won as a winner. This year, the regional winner is getting 51,000 rupees. The final winner is getting 3 lakhs of rupees, right? So we are giving prizes to all the finalists who come in the regional rounds, all the finalists who come in the final round will get prizes. And obviously there'll be special prizes for the winner, the first runner-up and the second runner-up. Two very important is that because it's a industry-wide event, right? I mean, there are other industry players who will be there. Grow is obviously a partner with this event this year. It gives students an opportunity to interact with people, right? Lots of senior people may not be able to travel, I mean, every day to different colleges, different institutions. It's very difficult. I mean, today I've come to Christ largely because this event was happening over here and I wanted to come and talk about the Olympiad. Two is exposure. Exposure is very important, right? Because it expands your thinking. Teaching is also very important because it should start that thinking. But if you have to expand the thinking, to meet different kinds of people, interact with different kinds of audiences, because it expands your thinking. This is it's part of our way of giving back to society, right? We don't know whether the winners will become our customers or not. Maybe they will not become our customers, but so what? So what? Let them at least become customers of the industry, and hopefully the industry will gain. We will also gain from it. One never had a general round. They never had regional rounds. Okay, this is in session 2 this season. We are going to have regional rounds. So we are having 4 regional rounds and 1 final round. In session 1, in the first season of the Franklin Templeton National Mutual Fund Olympiad, there was only the 2 digital screenings and then straight final. We are now, because there are 50,000 people, we want to in English, right? Today also you and I are speaking here in English, but there are so many students in the smaller towns, the smaller cities, right? Yes, how will they learn? So we want to take this Olympiad to Bharat. We want to do, hopefully next year or maybe the year after that, to start introducing a language variant. At least start with Hindi, right? There are more people speaking Hindi, then move to other languages. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yes, you're absolutely correct. See, as I said in my presentation, I don't know if you heard my presentation today, little bit. Financial literacy is a life skill. If you don't, for example, know how to cook your food, you don't know how to cycle, you don't know how to swim, okay, you will not survive. You have to know, these are life skills, right? Financial literacy and learning how to manage money is an important life skill. I am pretty much doing a Bharat Darshan right now, going to different parts of the country and talking, particularly at a larger, where larger audiences are there. I'm going out and talking. Every Friday, for example, I host a seminar for students online. I invite students to come, colleges, teachers, principals to come and listen to our conversation to say that, well, why is it important for you to participate in the Franklin Templeton National Call? Am I expecting all the students to start a 500 rupee SIP for me? The answer is no. So managing money today, there are lots of different kinds of product. One simplest product is mutual fund, an SIP. It's easily understood, and now your tremendous amount of work done by AMFI through the Mutual Fund Sahi Hai campaign. I'm sure all of you all have seen the Mutual Fund Sahi. Sponsored the first year, I had 2 worries in my mind. I told my boss, I said, we'll start, let us see how it goes. I had 2 worries. One is, I said, are we getting quality colleges to participate? Very important, right? And 2 is the quizzing of a high standard? Because that's very important, right? Let me tell you, it's the best investment I have made. Be taught. Return and risk, okay, are like husband and wife. One cannot be without the other, right? There's a very famous dialogue, in that movie where he says, "Ishq hai to risk hai," right? So you have to, if you want to make money, you have to take some risk. You have to manage risk. right? Blind risk is saying that, I have to cross the road. No, I'll tie a bandage on my eyes and I'll cross the road. Now that is blind risk. But you have to take managed risk is to see that if you are crossing the road, is there a car coming from the left or the right? Is the signal red? Should I be walking? So on and so forth, which I didn't run because of time. There are three large groups. So one group is the distribution group, right? Where you can get into sales, marketing, products, customer service role. The second group is the investments group, where you can actually look at becoming either a research analyst or an investment or a mutual or a fund manager. So you can look at that. You can look at becoming a risk manager, because risk management is a very important role in all of these asset management companies. Support function. So people think, oh, legal and compliance is not. It is very important. You look at the number of regulators who were there, right? There were so many regulators over there. There's constantly an audit happening. So for us to be compliant, okay, very important. So very strong career opportunities from a legal and compliance perspective, corporate accounting, fund accounting. So I think the opportunity for the students from a career perspective in the mutual fund industry is large. And some three boys left. I was talking and three boys left. So the teacher asked the student that, why are you leaving this lecture? He's saying, but hum to marketing wale hai na. This is a finance lecture. But managing money, बाबा तो marketing वाला भी पैसा बनाएगा, finance वाला भी पैसा बनाएगा, media वाला भी पैसा बनाएगा, okay? सब लोग को पैसा चाहिए. That's personal choices, right? I don't want to comment on that. Now it's like there's somebody saying, well, I want to become an actor. I'm saying, please become an actor. Acting is not a bad career. Somebody said, I want to become a singer. Please become a singer, okay? But in all of these career paths you take, money will be at the center of everything, right? It is the center of everything. आज अगर आप एक हाउसवाइफ भी है, ओके, घर चलाने के लिए पैसा चाहिए. Learning the art of managing money is an important survival skill that you should have. It is not please, people think about, oh, CA ho gaya, CFA ho gaya. This is not that. This is to survive. Let me tell you, in all of us, at least not maybe our generation, but his generation and after that, people will have 30, 40 years of there will be no work, because you will have retired, right, by 60. You're going to live, for example, till 90. What will you do for 30 years?
I'm currently pursuing BCom International Finance at Christ University, and I was the winner of last year's Season 1 Franklin Templeton National Mutual Fund Olympiad. The experience was overall really, really great, because it really pushed me to dig deeper into what investments really are, the different asset classes available, different investment products available. So it really helped me to test on those topics, because I was already really passionate about markets in general. So this gave me a sort of like a medium to get into finance properly, and that's the reason why why I have a good profile now as well. I landed an internship just because of this Olympiad, and the internship was an advisory role at a wealth management firm. So it pushes you to your limit to understand how markets in general work, because the Olympiad was not just about mutual funds. It covered everything else, like how Sir mentioned, AIFs, SIFs, PMSs. So it also gives you that exposure to different industries you can explore. Also, people generally think that in finance, the roles are only equity research, investment banking, but a lot more exists, and you can get into much better companies, better roles as well. So overall, I would say it was a wonderful experience, and I'm really grateful to Franklin Templeton and FinX.